Internet news with no filter. Welcome to News Sesh. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're diving into a really important topic. Hey everyone, welcome back. And oh boy, do I have some internet tea for you today. TikTok has done it again, and this time it's parents getting roasted, celebrated, and debated like never before. Yes, I'm talking about the bad mums trend, and if you've been scrolling your FYP, you know exactly what I mean. So imagine this. You're casually scrolling through TikTok late at night when you see a video captioned, "I'm a bad mum and I'm proud." You click it, expecting maybe a funny exaggeration, but what you get instead is a flood of clips showing parents embracing their chaos, spilled cereal, messy rooms, kids throwing tantrums, and doing it with humor, honesty, and sometimes straight-up shock value. Instantly, the internet exploded. People were laughing, some were cringing, and others were furious. Within hours, #BadMums was trending, with millions of views, dozens of viral duets, and a tidal wave of opinions. But before we get into the wildest reactions and the clips that got everyone talking, let's take a step back. Why does this trend exist in the first place, and why is it resonating so hard with parents, viewers, and influencers alike? TikTok has been a hub for parenting content for years. From mom hacks to day-in-the-life vlogs, parents have been sharing every part of their lives online. But as the platform grew, so did the appetite for real, unfiltered content. People don't just want picture-perfect, Instagram-ready parents anymore. They want messy, relatable, chaotic, hilarious moments that make them feel like, hey, I'm not alone. Enter the bad mums trend. It's a celebration of imperfection. Parents are showing their children running wild, crying in public, or making a mess, and they're owning it. And that's why it's so viral. Because whether you're a parent or just someone who grew up around chaos, it's strangely satisfying to see someone else embrace the chaos instead of pretending it doesn't exist. Some of the earliest videos were simple. Parents laughing as their toddlers threw spaghetti across the kitchen, a mom sipping coffee while kids ignored her instructions, or a dad shrugging as the baby poured water on the floor. Nothing scandalous, nothing harmful, just real life. And the captions? Things like "bad mum energy" or "this is parenting, deal with it." And that, my friends, is the hook. It's raw, it's relatable, and it's hilarious. People immediately started reacting. Some were sharing duets, some were making compilations, and others were turning it into commentary gold, breaking down parenting fails or celebrating relatable chaos. But of course, as with any viral trend, the backlash started almost immediately. Critics argued that celebrating bad parenting could be dangerous or misleading. What message are you sending? They asked. Kids need structure. You're glorifying neglect. And the discussion spiraled from there. Meanwhile, supporters clapped back, saying, "We're not glorifying bad parenting. We're showing reality. Parenting is messy, and pretending it isn't is unrealistic." And just like that, a trend that started as funny, relatable clips turned into a full-blown internet debate about modern parenting, social media influence, and the culture of performance online. So after those first videos went viral, the internet went absolutely wild. People couldn't stop talking about the trend, and TikTok feeds were flooded with duets, reactions, and compilations. Some creators made hour-long commentaries breaking down the funniest bad mum moments, while others created mashups comparing bad mum energy to their own parenting fails. It was everywhere. Now, the reactions were mixed, and that's putting it lightly. You had one side of the internet applauding parents for being real, honest, and relatable. They said, finally, someone showing that parenting is messy, exhausting, and hilarious all at once. And then, of course, there was the backlash. Critics argued that the trend went too far. This glorifies neglect, they said. You shouldn't encourage parents to let their kids run wild or ignore basic responsibilities. TikTok comments were full of debates, arguments, and hot takes, as they always are when parenting enters the mix. But here's the fascinating part. The trend wasn't just about judging parents. It sparked a wider conversation about social media, authenticity, and expectations. Parents shared their own stories, admitting that, yes, sometimes they yell, sometimes they let kids eat cereal on the floor, and sometimes they need a break. It wasn't perfect and it wasn't polished, but it was real. And audiences ate it up. There was humor, relatability, and even a sense of catharsis. People watching these videos realized they weren't alone. The chaotic mornings, the laundry disasters, the tantrums, these were universal struggles, and TikTok was finally showing them in all their glory. At the same time, influencers and commentary channels jumped in. Some framed the trend as funny and empowering, celebrating parents who own their mistakes. Others warned viewers about the dangers of social media parenting trends and how they could set unrealistic expectations. And, predictably, it didn't take long for brands to notice. The viral trend quickly became a marketing opportunity, with companies posting sponsored content celebrating parents and their messy lives. It was a reminder that viral trends always attract monetization, for better or worse. Meanwhile, creators continued to push the envelope. Videos escalated from spilled drinks and messy floors to full-blown kids destroy the house challenges, all with the hashtag #BadMoms tag. Some were cringeworthy, some hilarious, but all of them captured attention. And the internet kept sharing, liking, duetting, and reacting. The most fascinating part of the trend was the commentary it sparked about parental judgment online. People realized that TikTok had become a stage where parents are constantly being evaluated, sometimes harshly, by strangers across the globe. One comment said it perfectly: "You're a good mom, a bad mom, a tired mom. It doesn't matter. You're doing your best, and TikTok doesn't get to decide your worth." It was a wake-up call, and the virality of the trend made it impossible to ignore. Millions of parents and viewers were now having the same debate simultaneously about authenticity, judgment, and the pressures of online life. And then came the inevitable spin-offs. Not just bad moms, but bad dads, messy parents, and other trends celebrating real, chaotic, human parenting moments. The internet was proving once again that relatability sells, but also that drama fuels engagement. Weeks into the trend, the bad moms conversation expanded beyond TikTok. Instagram, YouTube, and even mainstream media started covering the phenomenon. Articles debated whether it was empowering or irresponsible. Podcasts devoted episodes to analyzing why audiences were so obsessed. And yet, at the heart of it, it wasn't really about judgment. It was about connection. Parents were embracing the messiness, acknowledging that perfect parenting doesn't exist. They laughed at spills, tantrums, and chaos, realizing that the trend celebrated honesty rather than perfection. And viewers responded, cheering these moments as moments of relief and relatability. Social media experts pointed out something interesting. The trend illustrates the human desire for authenticity in an overproduced digital world. We are tired of the curated, filtered, picture-perfect parenting content. The Bad Moms trend offers a glimpse into real life, messy, imperfect, and hilarious. And that vulnerability is magnetic. Of course, there were still critics. Some argued that normalizing these behaviors might encourage negligence or set bad examples for young parents. Others said that it trivialized real struggles parents face. And yet, the trend persisted because the message wasn't really about bad parenting. It was about embracing imperfection. By the end of the viral cycle, parents were reflecting on their own social media habits. Many began sharing their real-life moments in honest, funny ways, not staged for perfection, but shared to connect. It created a cultural shift, reminding us all that being a parent is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes chaotic, and that's okay. The Bad Moms trend also highlighted how social media can shape discussions about parenting. What started as funny, viral clips evolved into an important conversation about the pressures parents face, both online and offline. It reminded us that judgment, comparison, and expectations are magnified by platforms like TikTok, but humor, relatability, and honesty can balance that scale. And here's the takeaway: the trend didn't create bad parents. It celebrated human ones, parents who try their best, laugh at the chaos, and admit when life gets messy. It's about embracing authenticity, learning to laugh at mistakes, and realizing that no one has it all figured out. Like if
So,
you did,
if you've been
subscribe for more
scrolling
fun.
TikTok and laughing
See
at
ya. #BadMomsVideos, take a moment to recognize why they resonate. It's not just entertainment.